An alien struck a woman, then her human husband shook the universe. The banquet hall glittered with light from a dozen stars. Chandeliers of plasma crystal hung above, refracting the colors of the nebula beyond the viewport. Nobles, soldiers, and emissaries from across the galaxy gathered beneath banners of the Triarch Empire. They were celebrating peace. Or so they claimed. Tyrell of the Ashran people towered above the crowd. His scales glistened like obsidian, his forearms adorned with gold chains of conquest. He had seen 1,000 battles, crushed 100 rivals. Tonight, he was drunk on fermented blood wine and pride. And then he saw her. A small woman, human, walking among the guests with a cup of fruit water. She smiled politely at those she passed, bowing when custom required, but she did not grovel. Her hair shone auburn beneath the starlight, her dress plain compared to the jeweled finery around her. Tyrell sneered. What insult was this? That a fragile offworlder, a creature from a death world, walked unescorted into a hall of warriors. He stepped forward, towering over her. You dare walk among us as if you belong? The woman looked up, calm. I was invited. Just like you. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Tyrell's spines flared. You mock me. He lashed out with one great hand. The blow landed with a crack. She fell, cup shattering across the marble floor. Gasps erupted. A few nobles laughed nervously. And then the air changed. The human. Across the hall, a figure rose from the shadows. He was not tall, not armored, not jeweled. Just a man, his suit simple, his eyes steady. He crossed the distance in long strides, kneeling beside the woman. His hand brushed her cheek gently, checking, comforting. Are you hurt, love? She shook her head faintly. Just, startled. Only then did he stand, turning toward Tyrell. The hall grew colder. The man's eyes, blue, steady, sharp, locked onto the alien warlord. And for the first time in memory, Tyrell felt something he had not known since childhood. Fear. The warning. The human spoke softly, yet his voice carried to every corner of the hall. You struck my wife. Tyrell laughed, trying to mask his unease. A mistake, human. Do not bare teeth you cannot use. The man's lips curved, not into a smile, but into something darker. I don't need to bear them. I need only speak. And the universe listens. Whispers swept the crowd. Is it true? Is he one of them? Tyrell snarled. Empty words. I will crush you where you stand. But as he raised a claw, his arm froze midair. Not by force, not by blade, by will. The man hadn't moved. He only looked. And the weight of that gaze pressed down like a star's gravity. The shaking of the universe. It began subtly. Lights flickered. The crystal chandeliers trembled. The very floor groaned under invisible strain. Tyrell staggered back, his throat clicking in panic. What are you? The man's voice dropped, low and lethal. I am a human. And when you harm what is mine, the universe itself rises against you. The walls shuddered. Metal screamed. Nobles cried out as the great banners tore from the ceiling, shredded by unseen forces. Beyond the viewport, the nebula churned violently, stars flaring brighter, as though answering his rage. Tyrell tried to run. His feet refused. The gravity thickened around him, pressing him to his knees. His chains snapped and scattered like toys. Mercy, he gasped. I did not know. The human stepped closer, his fury barely contained. You did not care. That was your mistake. The plea. The woman stirred, clutching her husband's arm. Her voice, soft but steady, broke through the storm. Enough. Instantly, the shaking eased. The chandeliers steadied. The nebula calmed. The crushing gravity lessened, leaving Tyrell gasping in a heap upon the floor. The man turned, eyes softening as he looked at her. He struck you. She shook her head. He is not worth the fire you carry. Please. For a long moment, the universe seemed to hold its breath. Finally, the human exhaled. The power that had coiled around the hall receded like a tide. He knelt once more, helping his wife gently to her feet. She leaned against him, and the storm passed as though it had never been. The aftermath. The hall remained silent, nobles frozen in shock. Tyrrell trembled, still pinned by memory of that gaze. He could not look at the human, not again. The man's voice rose once more, quiet yet thunderous. Let this be known, humans are not conquerors. We are not monsters. But if you lay hand upon what we love. His eyes flicked to Tyrrell, who whimpered. Then the stars themselves will turn against you. He guided his wife from the hall. The crowd parted in silence, bowing their heads, too terrified to speak. When the doors closed behind them, the whispers erupted. Tales of the man who shook the universe with nothing but his will spread like wildfire across the Triarch Empire. From that day forward, none dared strike a human again. Because they remembered. A husband's wrath was enough to make the galaxy tremble.